The Wars of the Military Genius, Napoleon Bonaparte. In the late 18th century, France was burning in the flames of revolution. The king had been overthrown, and Europe watched France with fear. In those chaotic days, the star of a young man began to rise. His name was Napoleon Bonaparte. He was born in 1769 on the island of Corsica, a thin, quiet boy who loved books about war. From childhood, he said, "One day the world will know my name." Napoleon joined the French army and soon proved he had a different kind of mind. He saw war like a game of chess, every soldier a piece, every battle a strategy. First glory, the Italian campaign, 1796. At just 26 years old, Napoleon became commander of the French army in Italy. His soldiers were tired, hungry, and unmotivated. He told them, "Soldiers, you are hungry. I will lead you to lands of wealth." With lightning speed, he attacked the Austrian armies. The enemy did not expect such fast and bold moves. Using clever maneuvers, Napoleon defeated much larger forces. In less than 1 year, Italy fell. Europe realized a military genius had been born. Egyptian campaign, 1798. Napoleon wanted to cut Britain's route to India, so he invaded Egypt. He brought not only soldiers, but also scientists to study the ancient civilization of Egypt. He won the Battle of the Pyramids, but the British destroyed his fleet at sea. Napoleon was trapped in Egypt, but secretly returned to France. And when he came back, the country was in crisis. Napoleon becomes emperor, 1804. In 1804, Napoleon placed the crown on his own head and said, "I am the son of the revolution." He became Emperor of France, and Europe entered an age of great wars. Battle of Austerlitz, 1805, a masterpiece. 3 emperors on one battlefield: Napoleon of France, the Tsar of Russia, and the Emperor of Austria. The enemy believed France was weak. Napoleon deliberately pulled back part of his army to lure them in. When they advanced, Napoleon struck suddenly through the center. The Russian and Austrian armies collapsed. This victory became known as the Battle of the Sun. It was the greatest military masterpiece of the century. Master of Europe. By 1810, France ruled much of Europe: Italy, Holland, parts of Germany, Spain, and Poland. Napoleon removed kings and placed his own brothers on their thrones. But this power created many enemies. The Spanish disaster, 1808. The people of Spain rose up against French rule. Street fighting began, the first modern guerrilla war. Napoleon's soldiers were killed every day. France became trapped in Spain. The invasion of Russia, 1812, the beginning of the fall. Napoleon invaded Russia with 600,000 soldiers, the largest army the world had ever seen. The Russians retreated and burned everything behind them. When Napoleon reached Moscow, the city was empty and on fire. Then winter came. Cold, hunger, and disease destroyed his army. Out of 600,000 men, fewer than 100,000 returned. The legend of Napoleon was broken. Defeat and exile, 1814. His enemies united: Russia, Prussia, Austria, and Britain. Paris fell. Napoleon was forced to abdicate. He was exiled to the island of Elba. The 100 Days, 1815. But Napoleon escaped. He returned to France. Instead of arresting him, soldiers joined him. He became emperor again for only 100 days. Battle of Waterloo, the final end. In Belgium, Napoleon faced the British army. Heavy rain turned the battlefield into mud. His attack was delayed. Then the Prussian army arrived. The French army was defeated. This time, it was truly over. Final exile, St. Helena. Napoleon was sent to a remote island in the Atlantic Ocean. He lived in loneliness. In 1821, he died. His last reported words were, "France, the army, Josephine." The legacy of Napoleon. He created modern laws, the Napoleonic Code, modernized armies, changed Europe forever, became an eternal legend. Some call him a hero, some call him a dictator, but everyone agrees. Napoleon Bonaparte was one of the greatest military geniuses in history.